Deputies said that Sampson, who was not home at the time they arrived, was persuaded by family members to come back. Deputies said as Sampson pulled up, he left his car, fled into the woods, but again was convinced by family members to surrender himself. Sampson is currently being held at the Scioto County Jail on a $30,000 bond. He'll appear in court later today. Meanwhile, Scioto County Sheriff David Thurman spoke with me over the weekend about the seriousness of these type of fabricated threats.
Individuals who make false threats, such as the bomb threats made against Minford and Willisburg schools this past Friday, face serious charges, even though they had no plans to carry out the threats. They face serious charges due to the panic they cause, which can lead to dangerous situations. When false complaints are made, it diverts critical resources that could be used to respond to actual emergencies. Law enforcement, firefighters, medical personnel, and school staff all must allocate time and energy to respond to these fake threats, potentially leaving other areas vulnerable. These false threats can also cause significant emotional distress to students, parents, teachers, and others.
Meanwhile, medical experts are concerned about the rise in COVID-19 numbers amid national vaccine recommendation changes. Earlier this week, the U.S. Health and Human Services Department rolled back recommendations on the COVID-19 vaccine. Now, this comes as the CDC is now reporting Ohio is one of 24 states with a rise in cases of COVID. Since August 28th, Ohio has seen over 200 hospitalizations due to COVID-19. Now, those being affected are mostly older adults with chronic medical conditions. But with immunizations at a 5-year low for the state, some health officials are stressing the importance of being vaccinated. The latest jobs report is out, and experts say it shows the economy is cooling. Jeff Smith has details.
According to the Labor Department, the U.S. added 22,000 jobs in August, lower than what was expected. Unemployment ticked up to 4.3%, the highest since 2021. The numbers could give the Federal Reserve a green light to cut interest rates to boost the economy. The healthcare sector had the strongest growth, while the federal government lost 15,000 jobs.
And Pope Leo XIV has declared a 15-year-old computer whiz the Catholic Church's first millennial saint. He did that yesterday, giving the next generation of Catholics a relatable role model who used technology to spread his faith, and he earned the nickname God's Influencer. Now, Leo canonized Carlo Acutis, who died in 2006 during an open-air mass in St. Peter's Square before an estimated 80,000 people, many of them millennials and couples with young children. During the first saint-making mass of his pontificate, Leo also canonized another popular Italian figure who died young, Pier Giorgio Frassati. For Mix 99.3 News, I'm Bill Show.
Well, he's shaking and a bacon, isn't he?
The Poperoni man, yes, he is.
That's right. He has got a lot of things on his plate. So the other thing he's dealing with now is what happens when the National Guard comes to Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See what his opinion is on that.
Well, we happen to have him here, ladies and gentlemen, on the Get Up and Go show this morning on that particular subject. Here's the Pope.
Hey there, this is Leo XIV, the Pope. So I hear the National Guard's going to be paying a visit to my hometown of Chicago to try to stop crime. Well, they can start with the White Sox bullpen. Every time the manager brings in a new pitcher, it's a criminal act. Now, I know Chicago has problems, especially the Bears, who haven't had a good quarterback since Jim McMahon. But so does every big city. Like, how about the National Guard go to New York to shut down every criminal enterprise that sells that cheese whiz on a cracker they call pizza? But over there in Chicago, just stop anyone over the age of 8 from putting ketchup on a hot dog, please. And be sure to check out the Architecture Boat Tour. All the buildings are incredible. Well, except one. Stay blessed, you guys.
Yeah, stay away from those cheese whizzes on a cracker.
You guys, yeah.
All right, thank you, Bill. This update brought to you by Smith Discount Pharmacy. And there are 3 convenient locations, Portsmouth, Minford, and South Webster. collectively serving you since 1925.
In 1925, gasoline was 30 cents per gallon and a loaf of bread cost 10 cents. That same year, Smith's Pharmacy opened its doors to serve Portsmouth and the surrounding area. For over 100 years now and through 4 generations, Smith's Pharmacy has been helping the area get well with care and convenience. The same type of care that founders Elsie and Virginia Smith showed when they would feed popcorn to the needy during the Great Depression. Visit Smith's Pharmacy, Portsmouth, Medford, and South Webster. They were here 100 years ago. They're still here for you today, and they will be here for you tomorrow.
It is time now once again for sports. And on this Monday morning, well, we're taking a look at everything that happened over the weekend. And boy, I'll tell you what, we had some great games. Chuck is here. Got a chance to watch that first half of the Ohio State game, and you knew it was going to get ugly.
You know, quarterback Julian Sand didn't have one of his passes touch the ground. He completed 18 of 19 passes to his Buckeye teammates, and the other one was intercepted by Grambling. So there's not one single incompletion per se.
Well, I saw online afterwards, that many said that he could be the greatest quarterback in college football right now. You know, you heard all the Arch Manning fans out there and so on and so forth.
If they play Grambling every week, he will.
Well, I bet, but if you noticed, I don't care who you were playing out there, his passes were all right there on target.
Yeah.
I mean, whether it was them or Alabama or who, you pick a team. I mean, my gosh. And, you get your guys open and you throw passes like that, you're going to win.
Jeremiah Smith had 5 receptions for 119 yards, couple scores. Bo Jackson rushed for 108 yards and a touchdown. The Buckeyes actually outgained Grambling 651 yards to 166 en route to a 70-0 win. You know what? A guy I became a fan of on Saturday was the University of Oklahoma's quarterback, John Mateer. I don't know if you saw OU's win over Michigan Saturday night, but if I had to pick a Heisman Trophy winner through 2 weeks of the season, I think Mateer would be my guy, and Julian Sand would probably be a pretty close second just simply because of the stats. And Arch Manning bounced back for Texas, too. They didn't play that strong of a team, but yeah, there's still a lot of filling out right now, and you can tell in just 1 week that it seems like everybody's offense, for the most part, improved. As we were talking this time last week, defense is always ahead of the offense to start out the season because offense is all about timing and repetition, and the offenses are going to get there for all these teams, and boy, did it ever show up for the Buckeyes on Saturday.
Well, I talked to our buddy Gary Duzan on Friday, and just a casual conversation, but I asked him, I said, what was the spread? And what was his prediction? And he laughed. He says, well, as of now, he says, they haven't put one out. And I said, will they? He goes, well, maybe before the game they might, he said, but there's nothing out there.
That's a tough one to put on a
Well, then they ended up putting the spread out, which was 55.5 points on Saturday. And yet if you'd bet it, you'd have won.
Yeah. boy, what a scary bet, though. When you see a 55-point spread, those are ones that people usually stay away from because you don't know when a team's going to take its foot off the gas.
Right.
And you don't know how well the third and fourth stringers are going to do. But, yeah, that's a scary bet. I would be interested in finding out how many people actually took that. But if they did, you're right. They won a little coin.
Yeah, we did. All right, a lot of sports. And, again, here's Chuck.
Well, in the NFL yesterday, the Cincinnati Bengals went to Cleveland in the season opener for both of Ohio's teams. The Bengals prevailed 17-16. The Bengals tried to give it away, but it was almost as if the Browns just didn't want it. Cleveland kicker Andre Schmidt missed an extra point and a field goal that would have made the difference. Joe Burrow didn't have the greatest game as far as stats are concerned. He threw for 113 yards and connected with tight end Noah Fant for a touchdown, but that was pretty well enough to get the Bengals going. Since he's Chase Brown, he ran really hard. His stats weren't overly great either, but he did rush for a touchdown, but I was impressed with how hard he ran. Evan McPherson booted a 35-yard field goal. The Bengals defense certainly made plays. B.J. Hill and Trey Hendrickson each had sacks. D.J. Turner II and Jordan Battle both had interceptions. Those interceptions, though, were not Browns quarterback Joe Flacco's fault. He threw for 290 yards and a touchdown. Those 2 picks were actually off tip balls, both of which should have been caught. Myles Garrett had a couple sacks for Cleveland. Cincinnati will host Jacksonville next Sunday in what will be the home opener for the Bengals, and Cleveland will visit Baltimore. Both those games next weekend will kick off at 1 o'clock. Back to Ohio State football for a moment. After that impressive 70-0 win over Grambling on Saturday, OSU will now turn its focus toward OU. The Bobcats scored a gigantic victory Saturday, defeating West Virginia 17-10. The Buckeyes and Bobcats will meet at the Horseshoe this coming Saturday at 7 o'clock. Ohio State fans, be sure to tune into the Buckeye Roundtable this evening beginning at 6 o'clock on Fox Sportsman 95.7 FM. Sticking with football, there were a couple of high school football games around the area on Saturday. Notre Dame improved to 3-0 with a 34-6 win at Fisher Catholic. The East Tartans fell to Huntington Ross 44-0. The Reds took 2 out of 3 from the New York Mets at home over the weekend. The Reds won the rubber match yesterday 3-2. Pretty good day for starting pitcher Hunter Green. He went the first 7 innings and gave up just 1 run off of 1 hit. He struck out 12 Mets batters. Tony Santillan logged the score. The Reds are a game over 500. There are 4 games out in the NL wildcard standings with 19 games left. The Reds will visit the Padres tonight for a 9:40 first pitch Eastern time. You can hear that game on 95.7 FM with coverage beginning at 9:10. Nick Lodolo will be on the mound for Cincinnati. The Guardians doubled up on the Rays 2-1 yesterday. Cleveland took 3 out of 4 from Tampa to win that series. The Guardians are only 2.5 games out in the AL wildcard race. They're right there. Cleveland will return home this evening to host the Royals at 6:40. And Denny Hamlin won yesterday's NASCAR Cup race in St. Louis. And that is a look at sports.
All right, and thank you, Chuck. We'll keep you updated throughout the course of the morning. And we got your traffic weather together on this foggy 8th of September coming up. Coming to your Columbia Theater, Saturday night, October the 25th. It's a night of classic music and hits from the legendary Chicago. If you love the music of Chicago, you don't want to miss this one. An evening of great hits performed by Direct Energy from Columbus, with all proceeds to benefit the scenic Scioto Heritage Trail. Get your tickets and reserve tables now by going to ColumbiaPortsmouth.com.
When I'm with you, it doesn't matter where we are.
And your traffic service of your friends at the Scioto River, 1024 Gallia Street. And again, they will be there for you at 11 o'clock this morning. Dashing Darren, Will the Thrill, chasing on grill. Ain't nothing like starting off a Monday with the world's best steak. And this morning, the fog is thickening up a little bit, but it'll be gone. But right now, it's basically along the river. As we're looking for road resurfacing today, that's going to be on Raritan Creek Road in Raritan Township. Hopefully, our west side, whatever it is, resurfacing, longest light in the world, will be over with soon, and I've been promised within a couple days, but the barrels are back, so be careful of that. If you see something we need to know about, give us a call, 354-1993. Traffic and service of the Scioto River open 7 days a week.
Weather is service of the Scioto County Career Technical Center, where you can begin your career as a certified pharmacy technician. Financial aid is available for those who qualify. For more information, call 740-259-5526 or visit sciototech.org.
Your WSAZ First Alert Forecast. We are tracking temperatures returning to the mid-70s under plentiful sunshine to start your work week. Tonight falling into the mid to upper 40s. Another chilly night in spots. Tuesday warmer into the afternoon with afternoon highs reaching the low 80s. I'm WSAZ meteorologist Dylan Godet.
And downtown in the fog right now.